in a green silver environment and get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. You probably know all the history of this because it's not something that just came up. But we have a person that has put this issue before you and the Board of Supervisors. He is the person championing this through. I would like you now to listen to a real supervisor, not you, a real one that is here to tell you the benefits of healthy Saturdays in Golden Gate Park. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Supervisor Jake McGoldrick.
Hey, make some noise for yourselves. Make some noise for yourselves. Because this is really something that's being brought to us by the people who have devoted years and years, and in some cases, decades. Jane Martian here today. You know what the situation is here. You know that people have been looking for a point when we could do this. And the point when we were told it would be okay by the very folks who were here at this podium a minute ago, the very folks who said it would be okay with them once you got the garage in place are now contradicting themselves. We do not want to live with those kinds of contradictions. We want to move forward, and we waited and waited and waited and waited. I opposed Saturday closure 4 years ago when this came to us because I said I will be consistent in terms of the message that we thought the people of San Francisco sent us and the message the opponents sent us. They said, when the garage is built, we will not stand in opposition to this. The garage is built. And a lot of folks are being very consistent. Mr. Warren Hellman, a man who is consistent with his word, true to his word, who raised the money to build that garage and said, I will not stand in the way because I want to be able to be a man of my word. So thank you, Warren Hellman, for being a man of your word. Anybody and everybody who has a concern is being asked to bring those forward where it is appropriate. Everybody is at the table in good faith, finding solutions. The number one goal here is to give people an opportunity to be able to recreate in our finest park in San Francisco. I lived in Paris for 5 years. In Paris, you wouldn't have this problem. You had the Bois de Boulogne and the Bois de Vincennes, and those belong to the people, or as they said during the French Revolution, le peuple. So the people belong, and the park belongs to one another, not to cars. And 99% of the roadway surfaces in Golden Gate Park will still be available for the cars, ladies and gentlemen. And access to the DeYoung will still be easily, readily available. The concourse, where we fought and had disagreements about that, has a road that leads you right up to the drop-off for the DeYoung and will eventually for the Cal Academy. If you go to New York, Central Park, one of the great parks in American history, do they let cars drive all over the place here on the weekends? No! Come on, folks. It's time to bring us up to the 21st century. New Yorkers understood in the 20th century. We can at least, in this case, emulate New Yorkers. Thank you very much, and we look forward to having an inaugural stroll, biking, skating through Golden Gate Park to JFK Drive ASAP. Thank you.
Make some noise out there, come on. Now, we was talking about New York City. I like being a leader. I want New York City to look at San Francisco and see what to do. I want my leaders to have fresh ideas, something new, not these same old things, the same old arguments, the same old people fighting like cats and dogs all the time. They don't even know why. It takes a fresh point of view, which is our next speaker. You see, we've been battling back and forth for this for many, many years. And here the new kid on the block comes and gets involved. Checks out the scene with no biases. He's not on this side, he's not on that side. But just like I think anybody could just look at the situation and see what common sense tells you to do, we put this supervisor to the test. He's the one that brought this thing back to the issue so that we can be where we are today. And we owe that man the loudest, most rambunctious, roaring crowd that we can give him. Give it up for our next speaker, Supervisor Ross Bergerini.
Crowd, you. All I can say is that how proud I am of everybody here on all sides of the argument. And the reason why I say that is finally the impasse that has lived with us about closure or no closure on Saturday for so many years has now finally been hijacked by common sense. And that common sense that has now prevailed simply regurgitates the very logic that brought us the garage in Golden Gate Park in the first place. When it was proposed that we have an 800-unit garage, when it was proposed that we take out all the interior free parking in order to justify the installation of that garage, when it was proposed to go ahead and galvanize the city around a very, at the time, kind of uncertain bond scheming and financial plan to support the garage, many of us were there. The very arguments that were revolving back in those days about the need for closure on Saturday were completely eclipsed by those who said, we need the garage, we need to take out parking, we need to put these impacts on your neighborhoods, and when we have our way, we shall return to support your idea of a pilot project in Golden Gate Park for Saturday closure. Well, that logic is exactly why we're congregated here today. We agree with the very proponents who helped us deliver the museums in their renovated state. We believe with the very proponents who said we should have an 800-unit garage. We believe the proponents who said they should take out the interior parking of Golden Gate Park. We have galvanized that unified coalition. But what's Kafkaesque about all of this, and I mean Kafkaesque, is now that what they have is what they have received. Now they want another bite of the apple to take away the very agreement that got them the booty that they wanted in the first place. Just on just cause alone, on the ethics and the merits of this decision alone, forget about the question of closure or no closure. But on the question of justification and how communities who oppose each other reconcile their differences, then I believe that this is the stand-up opportunity to now allow ourselves to be hijacked by common sense.
In this long, long fight between the park users and the institutions, actually there's one of them over there decided they'd find a new place right across the street, the Asian Art Museum. They got a fantastic place over there. They're looking good. In this long, long battle, I remember one distinct meeting that this next speaker put together. It was all of the stakeholders. It was the institutions and the skaters and the bikers and the runners and the conservatory, and all the people were in the room. And you know what? Things haven't changed. So here's a supervisor that can tell you all about it, not just from what's happening now, but what's been happening throughout this entire process. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Supervisor Tom Amiano.
Thank you. I still can't skate, but I look forward to the day soon when Supervisor McGoldrick and I can ride tandem on a bicycle built for two, fully clothed. I'm waiting desperately for this to happen. It's taken a long time, but we finally got all our ducks in a row. It's just a reasonable, sensible measure, and you know, our opponents are not monolithic. The disabled community, of which I have a very long history with, is not monolithic. This makes a lot of sense, particularly for families, never mind the environment. So let's stay healthy, let's stay car-free, and for those people who think transit first means valet parking, I think we can show them in the next 6 months what it really is all about. Thank you.
Supervisor Tom Amiano, come on, make more noise than that. You can do it, you can do it. Yes, indeed. This is going to be a happy day, folks. Now, all during the time, you know, I was against the garage in the beginning, you know. I thought, you know, it's just a magnet for cars and all that, but then once they got everything they wanted, I mean, they were getting everything. I mean, they were getting entrances that weren't in the beginning. They were getting things that were never mentioned. But, you know, I started thinking, you know, I could have a skate party in that garage when it's raining. We could have a great time. There's always a positive side to everything. But there's a lot of other people that have things to say about this. We all have different opinions. We don't hate the museums. I mean, we've just found out that numbers that we've been given about this have been skewed probably throughout the entire discussion. But our next speaker knows all about it. She's kind of new to this fight, but she's fighting the good fight. Give it up for Shel Brinkman. She's the chairman of the Pedestrian Safety Advisory Committee.
That the previous meeting kind of got it wrong on. We do have the support of the Small Business Commission. We do have unanimous support of the Youth Commission. The institution attendance, thanks to the garage and thanks to Sundays, is actually higher on Sundays than on Saturdays. That means the labor unions don't have to worry about layoffs if there's Saturday closure. They might actually look forward to more jobs if we get more people to the park on Saturday. ADA access has absolutely been addressed and is being addressed by the Mayor's Office on Disability. We're adding at least 18 new ADA accessible parking spaces with the conservatory specifically in mind for a great number of those spots. We're working for discounted ADA parking in the new 800-car parking garage. And this basically, they're putting this down as a fight of free parking versus park space. And we are absolutely on the side of park space. I don't think free parking is a right for anyone, and I don't think any of us want to give up Saturday in the park just so few people can park for free. I also want to remind everyone, and all the people on the other side, they keep conveniently forgetting that this is a 6-month trial period, that if there are problems, they will absolutely be addressed as they come up. And this also will take us back to the Golden Gate Park Master Plan, a key point of which is to reduce the impact of automobiles in Golden Gate Park, and Healthy Saturdays in the park will absolutely achieve that. Thank you.
Shel Brinkman, give it up, y'all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've lived in San Francisco for 27 years. My entire life evolves around that 1,000-acre park out there. I met my wife there 27 years ago. She's out there videotaping right now, standing behind her man. I have 3 beautiful children in the San Francisco education system that are doing fantastically well. All of them have practically grown up in Golden Gate Park. It's an absolutely wonderful thing when the sun is shining and people are friendly and happy, and there's just nothing better than that. There's lots of things you can do in this city, but there's nothing like going to the park and just having a great time. That's all we're really trying to do. And our next speaker is a parent. He has his daughter. We're here with him today, and we're going to have him speak for you. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Adam Oftenkamp, a parent, and his daughter, Sophie.
All we really wanted to do is come down here today and basically say one thing.
I am waiting to make no cars.
That's right. We like riding our bike with no cars. And the fact that the young supporters have come out and given attendance figures to a variety of different news sources that were patently false. Patently false. Sundays they actually have higher attendance on average. It's absolutely untrue that closings for Saturdays for kids to ride their bikes, people to go jogging, people to go skating, to be out with their neighbors in San Francisco enjoying the sunshine. There's absolutely false that that's going to hurt the museum. Healthy Saturdays.
All right, Adam and Sophie, that was fantastic. Well, folks, my time in Golden Gate Park has been as part of the Golden Gate Park Skate Patrol. Back in 1979, they were going to ban skating in Golden Gate Park, but if we were able to get a group of volunteers to keep it under control, they would agree not to ban it and give us a chance to keep it in the park. In the process of keeping people out of these no skating areas, we became the only people with first aid training that knew where things were. We became ambassadors to everyone that came out to the park. That's a suggestion that I'm giving to the San Francisco Youth Commission. I think that it would be great if we had some type of ambassador program. They could be out there helping people and everything. And I'm just trying to plant some seeds before I call my next speaker up here. She is president of the San Francisco Youth Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ingra Anja.
I would like to say that the Youth Commission has unanimously supported the Healthy Saturdays, and we encourage all the supervisors to support this because we need more places for families and youth and children to get out there for free and enjoy their city every Saturday, all the time. And that's all I have to say. So thank you so much and support this. Thanks.
All right, give her a nice round of applause, everybody. Can we get this up here, please? We're getting ready to go, let you go and do your thing. But ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to point out something. Here's a map of the park. And this line right here represents the road that will be closed on Saturdays, just like Sundays. Only the park that you see marked out. Every other road in this area is still open for not just driving, but parking, picnicking, and everything else. And if I could stretch this map out, it will go all the way back over to here. We are only asking for 1.5 mile of closure. This end is where you have things like restrooms, telephones, things that you need to have a good time in the park. There's nothing beyond the other side. There's different activities for the other side. Golden Gate Park is an absolutely beautiful place. There's room for everybody to do everything. Even the brand new garage, which sits right under this place here, you cannot access that garage by coming down JFK Drive. So if you're going to the museum, if you're coming down JFK, you're going to have to figure out how to get off JFK, how to get around to come to 10th Avenue so you can go under into the garage. Everything is in place to create healthy Saturdays. Did you know that only 30% of the kids that are going to school today, only 30% of those kids can pass the physical education requirements? You have to get people outside. You have to get people moving those arms, moving those legs. Gasoline is going up to $4 a gallon, whether you like it or don't like it. It's reality, folks. Just like the museum is a reality. It will be in Golden Gate Park. They will have fantastic displays for you to enjoy. The garage is there. That's a reality. It's a reality. You won't stop it. You can't dig it back up and fill it in. It's there. Okay. Another reality is we need what Saturdays has to offer your quality of life here in San Francisco. You need that escape from everything that's going on in the world, from bombs going off here, screwed up math going over here, taxes for this, not for that, all those crazy things that you have to live with every single day. From the people that are wearing the badges and protecting us everywhere we go, to the people that's driving the buses that's getting you everywhere you need to go, from the people that are working in this building, working on all the problems to solve so that you can live a good life. They're all trying to do the right thing. But Saturday, healthy Saturdays in Golden Gate Park is the right thing. And you know what? We're getting ready to get in here and make it happen, so make some noise, everybody! Saturday is here, healthy Saturdays is here, and we're going to march in here, and we're going to make them do it! And one last word. Last time we did this, we thought we had it made. I did. I don't know everybody else. I thought, hey, ain't no way they can beat us. They snuck up behind us. They saw us coming a mile away. That's not going to happen this time. Each and every supervisor that signed on to Prop G, that was that alternate measure, they're using all them screwy numbers, just like George Bush is using the screwy math. They're using those screwy numbers to say what the public wanted. I think that the public, what they're saying, the will of the voters, each and every one of those supervisors were out. That is the will of the voters. And everybody in there, I hope you hear me, because we vote. And we're going to use that vote. And if you don't vote for this, you're going to hear from us come next election time. Thank you, everybody that's supporting us. Let's go in here and make this happen. Thank you very much.
All right.